I'll give it 2 minutes. Buenos dias, buenos dias. Wake up. Happy Majestic Monday. Come on in. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I hope you had a great weekend, a great end of week, let's say, great 2-day vacation for all the workers out there. Hope you got to enjoy the sun, family, friends. Recalibrate yourself for today's Majestic Monday, or Manifestation Monday. Still haven't really found the name that I really want to give today, but Majestic Monday, either or Magnificent Monday, or just Monday. How's that? Buenos dias, come on in. So I got the routine is going through some morning affirmation. I got a little something there, and then maybe talk about some stuff. Maybe not. I don't know. Today is it's hot. It's hot today. I got the AC on. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's hot today. It's muggy. Muggy, that's a good term, yeah. Well, yeah, it's just sticky. It's not a good feeling. But most of us out here aren't outside all the time, right? Most of us out here are either in AC. So you go from Florida's nice when you have AC. So you go from AC to AC. So you got your AC on in your house. You have a car. Most people in Florida have cars. I don't know. I can't say that, but you have to have a car in Florida if you're gonna, get around and do things, find jobs, that kind of stuff. You have to have a car. I mean, you wouldn't be able to do much if you didn't, if you lived out here. So I did live in a place where, I'm not gonna say impoverished, but yeah, that's what it seemed like. It's Haines City, and everybody was walking, to the store in the heat. I like to walk around, like yesterday I walked for an entire hour. I walked from my place to the lake, which is Lake Mineola. And it took me an hour, and my body feels great. I feel, I was having back pain, leg pain, and I just walked it out. I walked an entire hour yesterday. I got on my e-scooter. I did a video. I downloaded the video. I haven't uploaded the video yet because I'm not sure about, uploading that video. But come on in, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You already know. Wake up. Happy Majestic Monday. I'm gonna get into it in a minute. I know Temperance Frankfurt. Hi. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You already know. I don't have my thinking cap on today. I left it in the house. I was kind of in a rush because I wasn't going to do today, but I need to be consistent with myself as well as the channel. Hello, Bacon Dude OK. Buenos dias. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, again, I got motivation. I got a poem. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. I took a... Yesterday I worked out for an entire hour. I walked. I love walking. My legs have been hurting in my lower back, so I took a walk from my house to the lake. Thank you. Ashley Scott, 4108. Buenos dias. Thank you for coming in. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like I said, I don't have my thinking cap on today. Love your soul, not your roll. It's usually up there so that you can see it. Yeah, I took a walk yesterday, an hour. Listen, I can walk. Like, I'm talking about walking. If I'm on the highway, or let's say I'm never on the highway, but if I am, I will walk. And I will walk, and I will walk. And the next thing you know, I've walked 3 hours and I have to walk 3 hours back. Thank you. Appreciate it. So my legs feel great. My lower back feels great. I was having pain. I think because I was really just working and going to bed. That's what I've been doing. I've been working because I work in the daytime. So right now, after this, I got to go to work. So I was going from work to bed like for the last 2 weeks. Wasn't really going out, exercising. And it wasn't depression. It was just me, thinking and going through my process, right? But I was able to say, let me get up today. And I went out a couple of times this weekend. I went to the pool. Again, I walked to the lake, e-scooted it back. It was nice. Bye. Have a good day, Ashley. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. May knowledge fulfill you and wisdom guide you today on Majestic Monday. Thank you so much. All right. I'm splitting the screen. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Every time I do split screen, the mic turns off, so it's on again. I thought YouTube fixed that, but apparently not. It says tap to restart this app for a better view. I don't want to restart the app. Okay, can somebody let me know if you can hear me, please? Can you hear me? I'm not talking, but can you hear me? Anybody? Somebody? Let me know in the chat. All right. Anyway, so I'm gonna. I unmuted the mic. Let me. There you go. Okay, now it's working. All right. All right. So I gotta follow those instructions. Okay. So here's a quote from Charles Dickens, and I did look up who he was. I did talk about him. I'm not gonna do that today. I'm just gonna read the quote. Okay. The sun himself is weak when he first rises, and gathers strength and courage as the day gets on. So are we. We wake, we're weak, and then we get strong as we go. So is the sun. So the quote is important for today because today's Majestic Monday. I know yesterday I don't follow, media and things of that nature. But I know that yesterday there was a football game, right? It's soccer. I don't watch sports. I used to play basketball myself, but so soccer, right? There was like a big World Cup. I don't know who won. I've been to a couple of soccer games in Orlando. Those things are amazing. They're full of energy. I mean, I thought basketball crowds are tamed compared to soccer people. Listen, I sit behind the score, and they got this purple smoke, and they yell. Oh, listen, soccer fans are awesome. So there you go. The sun himself is weak when he first rises, and gathers strength and courage as the day goes on. Wake up, wake up. Happy Majestic Monday. Come on in. Love you so much, bro. You already know. Listen twice and speak once. And I'm going to continue. So here's, this is manifestation for today, right? I step into this week with grace, clarity, and unshakable confidence. I own my own space, trust my inner wisdom, and move toward my goals with the poise of someone who already knows they are enough. Now, today's Majestic Monday. My weekend was great. I did some positive things. I did, I walked, really, I played video games. I just started playing Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a good game. I think it's the first one. It's a good game. It's just really difficult to get to the next level. So like it'll take you all the way back to the beginning of where you started. So basically I got to go through a whole bunch of characters, and these characters they're huge. They hit you a couple of times. One of them just like does a melee attack out of control. So I was playing that yesterday, and I died many a time. I had to come back, and it was just non-productive, so I stopped playing it. But it's a good game, so I'm playing Bloodborne right now. I finished playing Diablo 4. I beat Manifest. What is his name? Mephisto, which is the big boss of the game. I beat all of the dungeons. I beat I was doing the whispers, but it's just so much stuff to do in that game that it's just overwhelming. So I did beat the boss, so I'm done with that game for now. So that's the manifestation for today. So posture of power. Let's do this together, right? Sit up if you can. If you're sitting down, roll your shoulders back. Hold up your chin. Forward if you like. Woo, that felt good. So right now we're rolling our shoulders back and lifting the chin, and we can align ourselves physically, which dictates mental state. That helps. We'll try it. Sit up straight. Roll your shoulders. If you want to just wiggle your arms out. I like to do that movement because begins to activate the body. Slow down rule. Majestic things aren't rushed. Try to move 10% slower in your walk or your speech today to project calm authority. That's great because Mondays are usually they call it just another manic Monday, just another manic Monday. Remember that song? I don't know if you guys out there my age, but you got a lot of energy today from the weekend, or the end of week, should I say. Let me stop saying that. If you were able to follow the code of fortification from Friday till Sunday. Um, so I'm sure I slept well yesterday. I really did, because I was able to. I went out and I walked for a long time, so I was tired. So I haven't been able to sleep. And I even dreamed. I even had a dream. I haven't had a dream in a long time. It was a weird dream, short dream. I was walking through a parking lot, which was kind of weird. Saw a childhood friend of mine hanging out with some other guys. I said, "What's up?" I said, "Hey man, you look really young, man." I said, "You see?" I said, "You still?" I said to him, "Man, you still look young." He said, "Yeah, you know how we do," something like that. And it was it. That was it. It was a quick dream, but it was a good friend of mine, young childhood friend of mine, one of my best friends. So that was cool. So focus on the vision. Instead of getting bogged down by small stressors, keep your eyes on the big picture of what you want to achieve this week, right? And although those little things those micro steps, micro management, micro focus will help you get to the big picture, and they are important. They're not important, but they shouldn't be stressors. They shouldn't be micro achievements and micro goals shouldn't be stressful. You should want to do them. So do that. Okay. All right. So I got you the quote. I read you the manifestation for today. Now let me read you a poem. I'm going to read you a poem. You ready for the poem? I'm not ready for the poem, but I'm going to read it to you. And actually, I am ready for the poem. Here's the poem for today. The sun ascends a velvet throne to claim a sky of sapphire blue. The morning seeds of hope are sown in colors bright and honors new. No longer tethered to the rest, the spirit climbs the mountain peak to put its quiet strength to test and find the greatness that we seek. With steady heart and widened gaze, the common path becomes a right, a sovereign soul in golden haze, turning the shadows into light. So walk with grace and breathe in deep. The crown you wear is yours to keep. Did you like that poem? Tell me if you like that poem. You want me to read it again? I'm going to read it again. I like this poem. This one's nice. In this poem, these manifestations, these steps that I'm reading today is a daily thing. I'll be here as much as I can where I'm at now. I'm hoping not to have to drive anywhere, maybe to do this, but at this point, that's what's happening. So I'm going to accept it. I'm going to acknowledge it, accept it, and let it be. There is no one more in control of me than me. I also have affirmations that I listen to in the morning from YouTube. I forgot his name, but his voice is awesome. So his voice really resonates with me. So when I listen to his affirmations and I repeat, it really gives me ground. It gives me ground to where in the awareness of, what my mission is for me in my life, right? So that consistency will turn into basically a habit. And those habits are good habits because they help you or me live life, right? Live a life worth being aware of, worth caring for, worth enlightening on a daily basis. That's what we're here to do. We're here to have an experience and learn. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna read the poem again. The sun ascends a velvet throne to claim a sky of sapphire blue. The morning seeds of hope are sown in colors bright and honors new. No longer tethered to the rest, the spirit climbs the mountain peak to put its quiet strength to test and find the greatness that we seek. With steady heart and widened gaze, the common path becomes a right, a sovereign soul in golden haze, turning the shadows into light. So walk with grace and breathe in deep. The crown you wear is yours to keep. You like that poem? I like that poem. You already know. Wake up, wake up. Come on in, like, share, subscribe. And again, I like I said before, somebody says Jesus loves us. That's right. You already know. Gotta love him back, though. You gotta love, oh, what's that? What did I just, oh, there you go. That was weird. Okay, so manifestation. Manifest today. Give everybody your majesty, like, Jesus Christ shows the love that he had for everybody. But he wasn't here to like I tell people, he didn't come here to save people. He just came here, like we're all here, to teach and to learn how to love each other, irregardless of what you look like, what your color, where you were born at, what language you speak. That has nothing to do with love. That's a control mechanism in order to not allow you to love each other, right? It's a separator. Oh, look, you're different than they're different, and no, we're not. You're unique in the way that you look, yeah, but your philosophy, your understanding, all comes from the same systems of control, which I have, you have, you've been under. But once we get there, I'm not here doing this channel to change the world, right? A lot of people, you hear them say, I would like to change the world. Nobody's ever going to change the world. Just understand that and let it go. Change yourself from whatever dark hole that you were in, whatever life that you were living that you think you need to change, then do that. And then when you do that, and when you change, when you transcend, right? Because you can always change back. Transcendence is a whole different, that's actual growth without turning back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people backslide. I've done it. I've fallen back from my mission, right? It's happened, but I've always bounced back to the goals, and that's what transcendence is about. And then once you're there, you can never go back. I always say that once your eye, your first eye, people call it third eye. It's not your third eye. It's your first eye. When that is in sync and with your Trinity, which is your mind, your heart, and I'm gonna say stomach, but when that is aligned, that's one of the Trinities. There's many Trinities. It's not just one Trinity, right? People say there's only one. There's many. There's a triangle of cohesion of. It's unbreakable, right? Right. Once you break it, you can put it back together. But this, look, you can even do the triangle symbol with your hands. So that the Trinity is what that is, right? It's more than one Trinity. There's not just one Trinity. If you look at the number 3, basically, right, and throughout everything is very important. You got 33 vertebrae. Jesus Christ disappeared, or he was dead, or he died at 33, right? There's things, the cup of the chalice of the covenant and all that stuff, they're all mythological symbols about your body. That's all it is. And as above, so below, so within, so without, right? So you got the microcosm and you got the macrocosm. Micro and macro, they're both the same. Manly P. Hall talks about that. And I do subscribe to that explanation. I'm not going to say to that system, but to the explanation, because I can see it. I can validate it in my life. So therefore that knowledge is allowing me to utilize it to understand my experience that I'm having right now with you, with me, by myself, wherever I go to do stuff, right? To see, to engage, and as we go, right? Majestic Monday, bam, here we go. What do we have to give ourselves that we're able to, that will automatically be given to someone else? You don't have to work at giving somebody something that's natural. I don't think so, right? If you're naturally a happy person, then, that's what it is, right? And then people, that's contagious. If you're naturally, upset, or you have that mood, where that affects everybody as well. So how would you want to affect your own life? Because again, the more you focus on your inner self, the more that you don't have to work at. It's getting cold in here. Let me turn on the AC. Well, you don't have to work at working to transcend. It's gonna come. It is what you have built which you have founded, which you shall nourish every day. Every day. And doing that just allows you to have a more aware experience. Let's say, I'm not going to say, life is life, right? Life, look what's going on. Life is life. There's wars, people dying, people die, people have cancer, people have, that's life. That's what that is. It's life. I'm not saying that you, just because you're manifesting on Monday, just because, you try to be angelic, right? And believe me, if you really know what angels are, you look at life a whole different way, right? If you get out of that literal sense of spiritual knowledge, right? You got to get out of that literal sense, like, the wings and the swords, and it's all about your brain, your body, the connections. That's what it's all about. It has nothing to, those are symbols. Jesus Christ, the devil, God, those are all symbols. They're symbols because, and again, the other day I said, now I know why religions exist. Because to try and find this information on your own, being the way that we live today, the way they have us living today, you have to pay rent, you have to work, you have to, you're enslaved. You got to do these slavish things. So for you to, if you're not, one of the families that are in power, you have time to study. You have time to do research. You have time to go to the Hubble telescope and look into space. But we don't. But we can. You can manage that time to manifest, to meditate, to read. You must. I shall, I must, and I will. Because this is my life, right? This is your life, right? This is individual in terms of when you transcend. You came here alone. You came here alone. Nobody came here with somebody else dragging on them. You came here alone. And guess what? You're going to leave alone. Okay? So who better than to learn and experience themselves than oneself? Right? So you must learn. You must teach yourself. If there's anything that you feel is not productive or it's confusing, and you ask why, and they're not going to answer you why, because the moment you get that answer to that question, you're going to be knowledgeable about what they know that they don't want you to know, because then they can't control you. That's what it all boils down to. The more you know, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more you're able to be I would say efficient in your own salvation. Let's just say it like that, right? In your own salvation. Because, not only are you a sinner, right? Like, what do you mean I'm a sinner? I didn't do nothing to nobody. So you're a baby, you're a sinner. You didn't do anything. You just born. You're a born sinner. You know why you're a born sinner? Because automatically they put you in this world where it confuses you, and this world is not what you think it is. It's upside down. They show you on TV the inside out, the upside down, whatever they call it. That's what it is, right? And when you're able to figure that out, now it becomes a whole life challenge for you. It's to be able to know what you should know, what you should be aware of in your own knowing, in your own understanding, in your own experience of life. You can see this mass hysteria all the time in concerts, in sports events, in parades, in wars, in, that's groupthink is what I think they call it, right? Groupthink. I've never been a group thinker. I listen to all types of music, different music, jazz, concerto music, all kind of different music. Whatever resonates with me in that day, I'm listening to it, right? But some people get stuck listening to hip hop, rock and roll, and this is but if you ever experience different types of music and you say, wow, even music from other countries I've listened to, the differences in the sounds and the rhythms and the frequencies will enrich your life, basically, is what I'm saying. Enrich your life with knowledge and experience. Because after the limelight, life still goes on, right? After that light for being young and, burning a candle at both ends, life continues. If you're still alive, you're going to be old one day, right? And you're going to have to deal with living in an older reality, an older body, an older mind. It's a different, it hits different. Let's just say that, right? But it's fun. It's not anything that, I see my main focus physically and mentally is to be healthy. I have, I've listened to, I like to, they say, indigenous music, beautiful. And they use those drums. Oh man, and the dancing, for you're right, forget it. Lisa, how you say that? I'm gonna mess that up, Lisa. I'm sorry. Poigmata Gatama. Beautiful name, by the way. That's a great name. Yes, those I watch those and those are so full of energy. Those dances. I mean, talk about manifestation, spirituality in the flesh, right? Because I've seen it. I've never gone to go see one, but I've seen them online. Poeheng Tana. Thank you, Poeheng Tana. As I say that right? That's a beautiful last name. Is it a last name? My last name is, that's a great, I like that, Poeheng Tana. I think I said that right. I don't know. Probably messed it up again, but thank you. So yes, those things enrich your life with culture. That's what, don't, lock anything out of your life because other people say things about, other people, right? You're just losing out on experiencing life as a whole. Something's going to come into your life. It's not because it's a coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Now that I'm at this age and I'm able to even be this age, from coming from where I come from, it's a gift. It's a gift. Me being here right now, talking right now, believe me, I had cancer, and I had diabetes. And guess what? I don't have none of those. Because, I internalize all of my health, what I've learned about health, about communicating with my organs, my mind, how to set certain things into motion in my body, along with medical assistance, of course, right? But again, I didn't become dependent on that external source of healing. You got to heal from inside out. And of course you have things that can help you, because having cancer, your body hurts. I had cancer. My body used to hurt. I had to walk with 2 canes, 2 sticks, walking sticks. I could barely walk. And I'm here now, right? Some people don't get it. So I just lost somebody, a good friend of mine to cancer, and I was trying to help her physically, do this, move this, walk here, and she was just in so much pain. Because, what really gets, I think, from my perspective, from my experience, is the pain, that depending on the cancer, and then the medications, it hinders you, it blocks, medication blocks uptake information, and it replaces that information with that chemical. Then your body stops producing, because that's where all that comes from. Plants and other chemicals that are put together. That's where it all comes from. It comes from the human body, the human experience. You pick up things and you read it and you science, and you use it for a reason, and it's got to be a good reason. But most scientists are malevolent, right? And I'm not going to say that about all of them, but when they get to a point where they have that science down to where they can manipulate it, they're going to be put in a place, in an institution, where they're going to be manipulated into using that knowledge for malevolence. Believe me, because that's what's happening. Cancer ain't something that just happened. Diabetes ain't something that just happened. And then, so they give you a disease and they give you a cure. Wake up, wake up. Love your soul, not your role. You already know. Listen twice and speak once. Please, may knowledge fulfill you and wisdom guide you. Just take those things into consideration on Majestic Monday, Manifestation Monday. Give yourself that shoulder roll. Pick up your chin. That feels good. Slow down. Slow down. Take it all in. Right? Love your soul, not your role. I don't know how to say that in any other way. That's why I came up with it. My uncle used to call me love. Hey, yo, love natural. Rest his soul. Love your soul, not your role. You know, dig deep. Dig deep. You know, I used to have this, not literally speaking, but I used to have this big empty space right here all the time. They said it was anxiety. They tried to give me medications. I'm like, nah, because I'm not a medicated kind of person. I feel funny on medication. You know what I'm saying? Like, there you go. Listen to that. Lisa I'm gonna try to say it. Poeganta. I can't say Lisa. I'm just gonna say Lisa. Lisa P. She says, I hear you. I haven't been in the dark in almost 30 years. Tell us how, Lisa. You see that? Because Lisa has got to be doing something, because your body will combat all of that stuff. Your body you just need to be aligned. You have all those chemicals inside of you. You just need to know how to activate them. You just need to learn how to communicate. You do that by meditation. From my experience, other folks can just do it automatically. Other folks, because again, we all don't come from the same place. You can't tell me that you know that we come from the same place, because you don't even know where you came from. Do you understand that? Right? They try to keep you all, everybody comes from God. Listen, we all don't come from the same place. And you can see that in the world, how different people do different things. Right? So we all don't come from the same place. I guarantee you that I know. So look, Lisa, she hasn't been to the doctor for 30 years. I still have asthma. I still use a pump. I've been trying to get rid of this thing for the longest time. I played basketball. The reason why, again, the reason why that most of I attribute, my recovery from that situation to my athleticism. Let me say that right. Working out, that helped me combat that dis-ease, and reading about it, learning, how to calm down, how to listen to my body, how to hug my body. I love my body. I love my heart. I love my kidneys. I love, all my organs, my stomach. I love my body. You have to love your body. Loving your body is not buying yourself, some polyester jackets and polyester sneakers. That's not loving your body. Let me read what you say here. In most cases, it's mind control and confidence to overcome. Some herbal medicine helps. That's right. And I really take aspirin for headaches. That's right. When my confidence is weak. That's right. Thank you, Lisa. That's exactly right. You got to find that balance within yourself. You don't have to do what Lisa does. You don't have to do what I do. You got to listen to your body and do what your body tells you to do. And it's different for everyone, but Lisa has it on point. Herbal medicines, that's right. I use mushrooms, not the psychedelic kind, right? Although they do help, when you align, because those things, will open up certain mental blockages, right? But, that's another story. However, she's absolutely right. You got medicinal, all those medicines that you see that they give you, they get them from the world. And then they synthesize them. They make them fake. Sometimes they even give you sugar pills. Did you know that? They give you sugar pills, and you're paying for sugar pills, and you're told, because the power of words is, if you look at the word words, it's spell it out, it's a sword. Look at it. Words, sword. It's a sword. That's why they say words are powerful. Words are powerful. So if you have somebody outside you saying, take this, listen to me, this is going to help you, and you are weak, physically, mentally, emotionally, you're hurt and you don't know what to do. You're gonna die. You think you're gonna die. Oh my gosh, you're gonna die. But take this. Since you have been trained and conditioned to believe that things outside of you are more powerful than you, then that is a spell. And you're paying for these pills because, you know, you were tricked into believing that they were helping you. And then your mind, listen, your mind is great, but it can also be your worst enemy, right? Has been tricked into believing that this medication is going to help you. And guess what? The medication helps only for a certain time. Only for a certain time, right? Because your body is fighting foreign object, anything that's given to the body's going to fight it. The body's going to find out what it is. All right, this is good for me. Boom. All right, this is good for me, but it's changing something inside of me. So I'm not going to. So what the mind does and the body does, it begins to fight that medication, and that medication doesn't work anymore. So then they got to give you a stronger medication or a different medication. Hello, look at this beautiful dragonflies just flying around in front of the car. There's a bee out there too, so I'm not opening the window, but check them out. Hey there. So that is important, because eventually your mind's gonna, those inhibitors, right, are gonna be challenged by the body, and that's where you're gonna have a war within your body. Who's gonna win that war? The chemicals or the body? You got to make that decision. I weaned myself off a lot of the medications because it was helping me with the pain and all that stuff. But then again, you know, I'm not the type of person to do medications. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I got to find me something natural. And of course, like Lisa said, I looked up all these, you know, natural remedies. I'm about to buy a book about, you know, teas. I drink tea. There's a certain tea that I drink in the morning. I like drinking coffee. I like drinking coffee. Has no medicinal properties for, other than, you know, the jolt of dopamine that you receive from the sugar. But there's no sugar there. But still, all that stuff wears off, and then you need more, and then you need more, and then you become addicted to something outside of you. Your body's unaligned. So the natural remedies, absolutely, I'm about that life. Absolutely, Lisa. Good stuff. Thank you for that. So I drink tea. I drink this particular tea. I'm not going to tell you what that tea is because it's a secret. But this tea removes pain. Listen to this. Calms my heart, right? Like it really, you can feel it. Oh, it's a great tea. And I made this tea up myself. But the plant, the flower that I use, it's a beautiful flower. And basically what I do, I just make a tea. I got a tea container. At the top it has where you put the whatever plants or whatever flowers you want. You put hot water in it. Look at that big, that's a big fly. I just saw a horse fly. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Florida, but this fly is huge, about this big, real big. And they bite. They bite, yeah, they sting? No, they bite. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not up there. So, absolutely true. And it's out there now. There's a lot of people, remember, man, all people that's giving you information about this kind of stuff ain't really for you. You know, they're about making money. And you see how that is. Like, you know, I got medicinal things that I use, you know, especially for pain. For body pain, ooh, listen, there is a powder. It's a powder. They usually sell it in the form of a powder. I'll tell you what it is. Cayenne pepper. How you like that? Cayenne pepper. You drink cayenne pepper and say you can mix it with other things like ginger, but I don't recommend that. But cayenne pepper, if you take cayenne pepper and say you take another type of you mix it with some kind of tea, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Too much of anything can be harmful. All right, so you got to be careful. You got to read about it. Let me show you this really huge fly. Look at him right there. You see him? Just look how big he is. That's a fly right there. See it? And look, and he's just sitting there looking at me. And then up here there's a look how big he is. And they will bite you. And there's also a dragonfly flying around. Yeah, so thank you for your comments. I appreciate you. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you, Lisa, for the information. We appreciate it. So, natural. Today's Manifestation Monday. Manifest yourself with majesty. Give yourself the love that you deserve, and you will align yourself. I'll be here tomorrow. Let's see. I don't make no promises, but I will schedule it. You already know my name is Omni Cosmic. Love your soul, not your role. May knowledge fulfill you and wisdom guide you. I'll see you on the next one.